Good morning. I'm the Traveling Wizard and welcome to San Diego. I'm in La Jolla, as we say in Spanish, La Jolla. It's the jewel of the Pacific and it's a beautiful place. The waves are beautiful. There's sea lions down here, all kinds of wildlife, kelp beds underneath. We're gonna do a little scuba diving here. We're gonna go visit the Midway Museum. We're gonna go visit destinations from the film Top Gun. We're gonna go see the Lorax tree. We're gonna go down to Tijuana, Mexico. We're gonna do 100,000 gazillion million billion things on this edition of The Traveling Wizard. So what do you think the #1 restaurant in San Diego out of 4,000 restaurants? It's this little unassuming place behind me called the Taco Stand. Famous for its tacos pastoral, or however you pronounce that. Okay, so the way to do this is you order the tacos individually. Right here, I picked the top 4 tacos. You take a bite out of each one. We're gonna start off with one of the most popular breakfasts in Mexico, nopal. Nopalitos, it's cactus. So if you ever saw cactus and said, man, that looks delicious, here's your big chance to eat cactus. It's pretty good. Kind of prickly. The next one is the fish taco. This is one of the most popular ones, fish tacos. This stuff is super fresh. It's got cheese melted on the inside. Really good. This is their most famous one of all. It's al pastor. It's pork with pineapple. That's yummy. It's kind of Hawaiian, kind of Mexican. It looks like fish too. Delicious.
By 11 o'clock, there'll be 50 people out the door around the corner until closing at 9:30.
Wow. And they have Corona in the morning.
Corona in the morning.
So the only way to really blend in with these is you just have to act like a sea lion. Okay, that's the worst sea lion impersonation ever. La Jolla is famous for its beautiful beaches, its cliffs, its sea cove, and the sea lions. It's also famous for one of its most famous authors ever, Theodore Geisel, also known as Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss lived right up the hill behind me, and he was famous for the Cat in the Hat, which he wrote here, and the Lorax. So, how was he inspired? Well, here it is, San Diego's most famous tree, the Lorax tree. Many people believe that Dr. Seuss looked at this tree and said, I think I'll write a book about Loraxes. So there it is, the Lorax tree. Surprise! No, seriously, that's the name of this ship right here. It's called the HMS Surprise. And right now I'm in the Maritime Museum of San Diego. Its most famous ship, the Star of India, which is over here. We're going to look at that in just a second. We're going to visit a Soviet sub, America, the San Salvador, the Medea, and the USS Dolphin. This Victorian steamboat, the Berkeley, it's most famous for evacuating the citizens from San Francisco in the 1906 earthquake. Let's check it out. Right. One of the most famous submarines in the world is right here, down here below me. It's a USS Dolphin. It's about the same age as me. It was born like about a year later. Black submarine. The deepest submarine ever. Went 3,000 feet, sets the world record back in the 60s. That record still stands today.
Oh, I see you're here. You might recognise me from the movie Hunt for Red October. My name's Sean Connery. Got the beast in my sights, Miss Money.
Actually, I can look through here and I can see San Diego through my little periscope. It's pretty cool. Shoot a missile. Yeah, the guy in the wheelchair. This is not a good place to live if you're claustrophobic. So, what's long, hard, and full of semen? A submarine. So the Medea is a Scottish ship, commissioned 1904, is a steamship, and it was a luxury yacht used in both World Wars, and recently acquired by the museum. They're doing a restoration on it now. Still sails around the harbor, but well, what a time, huh? 1904, still around a beautiful little boat like this. How would you like to hang out with the original owner? Playboys. Oh yeah. It certainly was a different time back then. No, seriously, definitely the wrong time, a completely different time. Marianne.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute, I've got a few more Marianne.
When you learn the story about this submarine, it's a little reminiscent of the movie Red October, Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery. But it's actually, this actual submarine was used in a film by David Duchovny called Phantom.
Port one sub, the B-59. Conditions are deteriorating.
Well, if you ever wanted to see what the inside of a Russian submarine looks like, this is one of the best ways to do it without a bunch of Russians that want to kill you.
Compartment 5 engine room. You may have freedom from heat exhaustion.
All compartments. Regime silence.
So what do Russell Crowe and Jeffrey Rush have in common? They both started on this ship right here, the HMS Surprise. It was used in Master and Commander. It was also used in Pirates of the Caribbean Part 4. Savez? Anyway, it's a beautiful ship, and it's based on a real ship, a historical ship called the Rose, I believe. Where? I be celebrating Talk Like a Pirate Day today. And our last stop here at the Maritime Museum is the Star of India. Ship built in 1863. It's the oldest continuously running ship. It's had all kinds of people that have lived on it and died on it, and it's sailed around the world, and here it is, a piece of history, the Star of India. Before Tom Cruise got famous for jumping on Oprah Winfrey's couch, he was famous for a movie called Top Gun. It was filmed here in San Diego, and the bar where he sang, "You lost that love and feeling," is none other than Kansas City Barbecue. Let's go check it out and have a drink and sing, "You lost that love and feeling." So, what do you drink at the Top Gun bar? Top Gun Ale. Tastes a little Tom Cruisey. So I've never really been a fan of bras, but that's one right there.
Like a half pound of just Burnett's.
So gather around the campfire, ladies and gentlemen, while we drink a Tom Cruise beer, it's a Top Gun beer, and listen to Mike Hill tell us a story about how you used to be Tom Cruise's stunt double, or whatever.
Two scenes in the movie filmed here. The piano, which is now around the corner inside over there, that piano was in the dining area facing this way. Booth in the far corner. And that part was the scene with the microphone when he sings to her and he crashes and burns and embarrasses himself on base at Miramar, the Officers Club, about 15 miles away. Used to be Navy, now it's Marines. Kelly puts a quarter in the jukebox. It's a replica jukebox. Other one burned up in a fire we had about 9 years ago. You never closed your eyes anymore, blah, blah, blah. And they come back to the bar and I punch out Tom and Kelly and I go on the motorcycle. Okay, I made that part up and the part about the arm, everything else is true.
All right, this is an actual piano used in the movie Top Gun. Never close your eyes. I don't remember the words to this song. That's all I got. You've lost that.
Love and feeling.
The number one thing to do in San Diego? The USS Midway. Commissioned shortly after World War II. The ship has been all over the place, and it's loaded full of planes and all kinds of cool stuff. Let's go check it out. This ship is huge and it could take actually hours to get through, but we've only got 1.5 hours, so we're going fast. Mayday, Mayday, we've got a bogey, Mayday. I have no idea what any of this stuff is, but there's a trout right there. This ship is huge and it can...
It's a World War II dogfight. We're going to put you guys up in there about 2,000 feet, drop you in the middle of it. You have 8 Japanese fighter planes up there with you. One of you will start as the pilot flying the aircraft, the other will be the gunner doing the shooting. The number on the right hand side is telling us distance to target, how far away he is.
And so let's go back.
Yeah.
So that was intense. I mean, we're flying upside down and going around. It's like being in a real plane. The guy that flies with me the second time, he's an Israeli pilot. So we're trying to kill those planes. I say, get those Palestinians, get those Jordanians. He killed one that nobody ever gets, George. So this is military on steroids. Every kind of plane you can imagine, helicopters. You can even sit in a plane and take a picture. Yippee-ki-yay, mother jumper. Well, no doubt you've heard of the Cape of Good Hope. Here I am, the Cape of Bob Hope.
I have not yet begun to fight. You know he never did.
Next stop, the Hotel Del Coronado. Well, our last stop before sunset is the Del Coronado Hotel. This is the second largest wooden structure in the United States, one of the last surviving Victorian beach resort style of architecture, and it's haunted. You might recognize it from the famous movie Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe. We're going to go up and have a drink on the roof and see if we can find some spirits. Vodka, rum, bourbon, whatever. Well, this is a beautiful hotel, built in 1888. It's fantastic. Haven't seen any ghosts out here, but we watched a beautiful sunset. And getting ready to go back to my hotel, which is the haunted room, room 510, to find out if there are any ghosts. Are there ghosts? I, Bill Wytrack, being of sound mind, am opening up my ghost hunting stuff. It's very complicated. This stuff is not cheap crap. This is expensive stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put it together and see if we can't find some ghosts. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. So is this hotel really haunted? Considered to be one of the top 10 most beautiful cemeteries in the world. Here I am at Fort Rosecrans. It's a military cemetery right here on San Diego, the most southern part of California. It's a beautiful place. And one of the most famous views of all of San Diego, Cabrillo National Monument. Need a break from Mexican food? Look no further than Little Italy, right here, close to downtown San Diego. dessert is smoking. Our last stop today, the San Diego Zoo, one of the coolest zoos in the world. Where did you get that hat? Are you from Texas?
1 second.
That does not make me bipolar. Two choices, the Skyway or the Highway. Okay, so I lied. We're gonna do one more thing, squeeze in as much as we can today. Here we are at Old Town San Diego. It's a state park. It's got some old buildings. Let's quick walk through.